Welcome back to our continuing series on using QGIS to analyze the Vietnam War. In episode 4, we'll explore some essential tools for QGIS, load some powerful plugins, and finally bring in our first historical Vietnam War era datasets. If you followed along with episode 3, your QGIS window should look something like this right now. Let's quickly go over the key tools you'll be using throughout this series. The Pan Map tool lets you click and drag to move the map around. The Zoom In and Zoom Out tools let you draw a box to zoom, or you can use the mouse wheel. You can also zoom to the full extent, or to selected features or layers. The Measure tool is super useful. Just remember you can switch units right in the dialog box. At the bottom of the screen, you'll always see your current cursor coordinates in latitude and longitude, and the map scale. Tactical maps from the Vietnam War era typically range from 1 to 50,000 to 1 to 100,000 scale. The smaller the number, the more detailed or zoomed in you are. Now let's supercharge QGIS with some plugins for future episodes. Go to the Plugins menu, Manage and Install Plugins, search for Lat-Lon tool, and install it. This one will be handy for importing data later. I already have it installed, so don't have the option to load it on mine. Do the same for both KML and the KMZ tools. Great for exporting to Google Earth. Then grab the MGRS tool. And finally, the very useful HCMGIS plugin, which gives us quick access to beautiful base maps. Once installed, plugins usually add a new menu item or toolbar icon. Today we'll use the HCMGIS right away. Go to HCMGIS in the menu, then Base Maps, then select ESRI Imagery. You'll see a crisp satellite image appear at the top of your layers. Simply drag it down below the other layers so everything shows up nicely on top. Now let's clear away some of those layers before we move on. Click in the box to the left and each layer will disappear in turn. Keep the province for now. Now for the exciting part, our first real Vietnam War dataset. We're going to load the enemy base area file created by MACV to track Viet Cong base areas of support. Go to Layer, Add Vector Layer. Navigate to your data folder and select Base Area 1967.shp file. Once loaded, open the layer properties to adjust the styling as we did in the last video. This data is now symbolized for the status in January 1967. Active, red, currently in use. Deleted, green, no longer in use. Other, black, unknown status. You can change the month code field to see how these areas evolved over the year. We'll cover that in future episodes though. Click on the base area polygon with the Identify Features tool and you'll see a treasure trove of information. Each has a unique 3-digit code for location. The 100s are in first corps, 200s in second corps, and so on. 600s are in Laos, and 700s are in Cambodia. The table also includes the Viet Cong military region, main province covered, coordinates for the base area, and monthly status throughout 1967. A separate shapefile covers 1968. Now let's load the Southeast Asia Friendly Forces file. This dataset was used by MACV to track every maneuver battalion, so infantry and armor units, not artillery or logistics types, on a monthly basis from October of 1966 through July of 1972. A quick caveat before we continue. These locations represent the battalion headquarters only. individual companies may or may not be located with the headquarters. Just like before, we'll load this as a vector layer. Navigate to seaff.shp and load the file. Once it's in, go ahead and load the style as before. You should now see every battalion location across the entire war period symbolized with standard military map icons. Since our base area is currently set to January 1967, we need to filter this data set to match. Right-click on the SEAFF in the Layers panel, then go to Filter. This opens up the Filter Expression window. Scroll down the list of fields until you see Date and double-click it. Next, click the equal sign. Now, click All to show every possible date and double-click on 1 January 1967. You'll see the expression build itself, date equals 1 January 1967. Now click OK. And just like that, you've filtered out every point except for the battalion locations from January 1967. If you click on any unit icon with the Identify Features tool, you'll see how much information is packed into each point. You have unit ID and name, service branch, the higher headquarters, the year and the month, province and corps, unit nationality, station and base, and unit type. This is incredibly powerful historical data now spatially anchored to the map. And that's it for episode 4. At this point, you've mastered the basic tools, loaded some powerful plugins, and added your first real pieces of Vietnam War era history to the map. Your project should show both base areas and friendly maneuver battalions as of January 1967. Try changing the filter to other months and watch how the units moved over the course of the year. It's fascinating to see. If you're enjoying this series, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss episode 5, where we'll add even more Vietnam War era data and bring in a topographic layer. See you next time.